Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right. Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics Done Right. This is a special edition of Politics Done Right that I decided to do after getting a whole lot of texts, emails, tweets, all these kinds of things that are showing that a lot of progressives, a lot of Democrats, a lot of Republicans who really want change, they are currently going through something like a nostalgia of what occurred back in 2016. And this show is just going to be a shortened version of a shortened version of Politics Done Right, just to kind of increase the morale and try to tell people that you don't have to sit down in your home and be concerned about what's going on right now. I tell you, we don't have to sit down and do any of that at all. Anyhow, here's the deal, folks. You see that picture that's on the screen. For those of you that are not watching it, not listening to this on our podcast, the video that you see right there is a Biden-Harris bus going, I think, on I-35 from the New Braunfels area all the way up to Austin, Texas. And what they had was a parade of Donald Trump people, with flags, with the Confederate flags, the Trump flag, and all. I don't know if it's a Confederate flag, but the Trump flag and other flags on the thing, tailing over these people that are going. They're simply campaigning, and what we have is these thugs following the bus, giving chase. This is America. This is not a banana republic. Giving chase. This is the act of a losing campaign. I want you to get that right. This is the act of a losing campaign. Live it. Thank you so kindly for that super chat. This is an act of a losing campaign, and the idea is to attempt to demoralize those who have not yet voted but will vote on election day with the expectation that they can overpower that vote on election day. These are standard scare tactics, standard techniques. But before we get started, if you are just joining us, folks, please go ahead and share this program. Let other people know that this is going on so that we can sort of chill things off a bit. Do not be scared by all these tactics. We now hear Axios is reporting that Donald Trump, as soon as he sees he may be ahead in the vote, he's going to run to the stage and he's going to declare that he is the winner of the election. Okay, so we have a lot of these crazy tactics that are going there to kind of make you believe that what you're seeing, what you know, is not really happening. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for it at all. Now, let me tell you what you got to do. What you must do is go out there and vote. No matter what, go out there and vote. I want to show you. First of all, seeing that picture there. For those of you that are listening on podcast, what we're looking at is a picture of a Harris Biden bus going up I-35, being chased by pickup trucks with flags on them. Donald Trump flags, as if they're chasing them out. A caravan going across with this bus, not giving them the freedom to campaign as they should have, as anybody else should have to campaign. They are just trying to extort them out of the city. And what Kamala Harris did not, I don't know if she was on the bus, but what this bus did is they decided to cancel 2 campaign stops just not to create any friction. I was to be sure, I was pretty pissed that they canceled. They should have continued there and let anybody get involved, touch them or whatever, and then sued their pants off for whatever money they don't have. That is what they should have done. That is what they should have done. But anyway, remember, that is a case of a losing campaign. Earlier, I wrote on my page, and I want you to listen to this very well. This is very important that you get this. I want to get this. Hey, thank you again for that super chat, Mr. Lived It. We have 2 super chats from Lived It. Thank you so kindly. I appreciate that. But here's the deal. If this is what I wrote this morning, and this is important. I want if you go to my page. Actually, I think I put it on my wall, not my page. So go to my wall. If you're a friend of mine, it's actually global. You can see it. I wrote, if Democrats, independents, and responsible Republicans continue voting as they are in Georgia, Arizona, Florida, and Texas, Tuesday will be an early call in our popular landslide heading towards an electoral college landslide. Vote and help get out the vote. We can all go TV. We can all get out the vote. Democrats have a tendency to worry too much. I will tell you what I have had to tell my kid too often. If you do the work, you do not need to worry about passing or failing. You will pass, you will win. If you did not do the best you could, then that's the only time you really have to worry. Democrats only made 2 mistakes as I see this time. In my humble opinion, they did not address Latinos and black men sufficiently, but they are trying to catch up right now, which Trump is monopolizing on for a few percentage points. And they were late in tying. The second thing that they did wrong, they were late in tying Trump's pre-COVID-19 economic failure that was sugar-coated with a volatile stock market gains for the few. Given the poll numbers and Democratic Go TV, I do not think either is fatal, as Trump's mistakes were much larger, were much bigger. What were they? His response to COVID-19, healthcare's suicide, and more. His was healthcare suicide, and Americans know it. Those people in America know it. Those people in Texas, the 1 million people in Texas without insurance because their government, their Republican government, committed what we can only consider manslaughter. Voluntary manslaughter was committed by the Republican Congress, given that they did not take the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care, which came free of charge for the first 3 years and at 10% thereafter. And instead, we had over 10,000, more than 10,000 Texans that died for that. And count every red state that has done that. Every one of those red states are in contention. Georgia is in contention. Florida is in contention. Arizona is in contention. Texas is in contention. All these states that the Republicans ensured the death of their citizens are in contention now. And they are running scared because they are finally realizing that people are waking up. You are waking up. And those buses, those pseudo-terrorists that are following that bus that you see there, that you see on that screen, following, they're running out. You know, even here in Texas, they have these caravans of 100, 200 cars running around the city with flags as if that means something. That is the sign of a losing campaign. So what can you do to arrest that? It is not at all difficult. But first, let me tell you, an article today in the New York Times said it best. And let me get to that article. It was titled, "Why Are Republicans So Afraid of Voters?" in the New York Times. Why are Republicans so afraid of voters? While it is inconvenient, the best way to make the country a real democracy is to stand in those lines to defeat most of the voter suppression techniques. After we win, most importantly, govern by making a difference to prevent a fallback to the undemocratic norm. Mark Smith, welcome aboard. Ana La Rosa, welcome aboard. Lawrence Sims, welcome aboard. Lived It, thank you for your 2 super chats. Daniel Ledo, welcome aboard. So, what did the article say? It says, while celebrating the renewed citizen involvement in America's political process, don't lose sight of the bigger and darker picture. For decades, Americans have voted at depressingly low rates for a modern democracy. Even in a good year, more than 1/3 of all eligible voters don't cast a ballot. In a bad year, that number can approach 2/3. Why are so many Americans consistently missing in action on election day? For many, it's a choice. They are disillusioned with government, or they feel their vote doesn't matter because politicians don't listen to them anyway. But across the country, the group most responsible for making voting harder, if not impossible, for millions of Americans is the Republican Party. Republicans have been saying it themselves for ages. I don't want anybody to vote. Paul Weyrich, a leader of the modern conservative movement, told a gathering of religious leaders in 1980, I don't want everybody to vote. That's what he said. As a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down. Again, here's what their leader said. Their leader said, as a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections quite candidly goes up as the voting populace go down. In other words, if less people vote, we can have a higher chance of winning. If more people vote, we lose. This strategy has become a central pillar of the GOP platform. It is behind the party's relentless push for certain state laws and practices, the strict voter identification requirements and targeted voter purges that claim to be about preserving electoral integrity, but in fact about suppressing turnout and voting among groups that lean Democratic. Representative democracy works only when a large majority of people participate in choosing their representatives. That can happen only when those in power agree that voting should be as easy and widely available as possible. Yet, today, one of the 2 major political parties is convinced it cannot win on a level playing field and will not even try. That is why in Georgia, they're purging the votes. You've heard me put Brother Palast on air several times where they have been trying to get rid of the vote. Notice what Greg Palast says. Oh, he had to sue them in Georgia. He had to sue them to get them to put people back on the poll, on the list. It's a shame, but that's what they have to do. Here in Texas, they're suing one after another. Now we have drive-in voters so that disabled people can vote, so that people that are really can possibly get the coronavirus, they can actually drive up in their cars, be handed the computer, the secure computer, vote. No, the Republican Party doesn't want that. So they sued them at the Texas Supreme Court. The Texas Supreme Court today just threw it out. Imagine a conservative Texas Supreme Court says, well, that's a bridge too far. To try to throw away 127,000 votes, that's a bridge too far, so we won't let you do it. Now they have it up at the federal district court. These are the people who believe in state rights. But when the state rights fail them in their opinion, when they cannot cheat, when they can't cheat, then they want to go to the federal government and say, override, please override what my state told you to do. But you know what? What we have is the power of the people. What we have is the power of the people. And there was a lady yesterday that made my day. I want you to listen to what she had to say, because what she had to say made my day. And if all of us take the passion that she brought, if all of us decide to do what she did, then we will be okay. Remember the name, Tynetta Jackson. Remember that name, Tynetta Jackson. She is a Democratic hero that we need to all mimic for now to election day and beyond. She did her part. She understands the importance of this election. She gets it. Listen to her. I just saw this. I had to turn it around right away and get it out there because this is a democratic hero. This is people like her are the ones who are going to save this country. Listen to this and then let's take this on the other side.
I gotta say this. I have brought 5 people that did not vote in the last election. I brought them to the poll. And I just met a gentleman who's, I told him that you can call for a ride to vote, and he tried to call and couldn't get a ride. And I was nervous, but you know what? This vote was so important. I told him, I'm gonna take it. I don't know this man from Adam. And I just brought him to the poll. And that's how important this election is to me. Now I'm gonna go and sanitize my car and spray it down. But that's important, how important this election is to me, that I brought a perfect stranger to the poll.
I mean, what she is doing is wonderful. Yes, she's going to go home and sanitize her car, but she did what she needed to do. She stayed protected with her mask and she did what was important. But she understands how important this race is. People, don't sit down and be frozen into fear. Don't sit down and be frozen into, I wonder what's going to happen. Don't wonder what's going to happen. Make things happen. I am sitting here, yes, but I'm trying to put as many messages out as wide as possible to encourage others to, we have got to get this, not just to win, we have got to get a repudiating landslide. So folks, get with it and thank you to that wonderful woman who did her part. Let's all do our part, whatever it is that we're doing, to make sure we have a landslide win. So, I mean, later on, I wrote in the blog, I said, I almost cried after listening to Tynetta Jackson. She made me feel inadequate for an instant. Yes, we can all do better to secure our democracy. We all have a part to play. Imagine if all of us engaged others as she did. Everyone does not have to drive someone to the polls. There are many other things that we can do. We can call and encourage family members and friends to vote and offer to help them. We can join organized actions to help get people to the polls. Go to moveon.org, folks. Moveon.org, and you will find there are places that you can find lists to go ahead and start calling people to ensure that they vote. There's a lot of things that we can do. I was on a phone bank a couple of weeks ago where we called a whole lot of people in a particular Senate district here to ensure that we get that person elected. We have a lot of power to go out there and do a lot to move this election. We can write blogs and articles to fill the internet space with our messages so that those on the right do not overpower it. In other words, if you have a Facebook page right now, a Facebook wall, please continue to write these positive messages. Hey guys, go out there and vote. If you know something, hey, if you're in your insular community, hey, go to this location, you can get more people. If there are people that are watching you that never say anything, encourage them to go out there and vote. There are people who are apathetic and say, my vote doesn't matter. Say, please still go out there and vote. Let me tell you, even if you don't want to do it for you, please, as a favor to me, please go out there and vote. Please stand in those lines. Those of you who, if you're watching TV and you see a very long line, a line that is just, that people would be tempted to just walk off and said it's not moving. Go out there and scan the line with your mask on and your protective equipment on, and ask somebody if they need a bathroom break, if they need a sandwich, if they need something. Have some sandwiches with you or something to give out to people that's in the line, and thank them for being there. Go ahead and ask them. Say, hey guys, how can I help? Do you need a bathroom break? I'll hold your spot. Go to the bathroom. Hold that spot. There's a lot that we can do to make sure we get our vote out, because it shouldn't be this difficult. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to vote. But the voter suppression techniques put out by Republicans are consistent and they are persistent. And until we take full control, where we can make voting very much available to all easily, economically, and in a manner that doesn't make it difficult for most, like what we showed here in Harris County, we got to give Chris Collins, the person who runs our voting here in Harris County, Texas, and we have to thank Lina Hidalgo, for doing a great job by making sure the monies were available so that we could do in Harris County what no other county in America has done. The amount of people that have voted in our county, something Republicans hate, why they're suing us, is more people have voted in Harris County than in the entire 2016 election. And by the time this is over, more people are likely to have voted even past the 2008, the 2012 election. Folks, this is what we're talking about. Do not fear this. Do not fear what you see Donald Trump's cabal doing to try to intimidate you. They talk about having people with AR-15s and all of that. Listen, don't let that fool you. You go out there safely and get to work to vote. Do not let what you hear on TV stop you or have you fearing. America has already been polled, and we know that America wants to get rid of the current cancer that is in the White House. We know that. It is a fact that that is what we want. Now we have to execute that. Folks, please execute that. That is what it's going to be all about going forward. That is what it's all about. Do not fear, no fear. It is un-American. It is completely un-American what is occurring right now, and we can solve that. We are solving that. We will make sure that is solved. Now, I want to just get you to the story, the Axios story, real quickly, so that you can see what I was talking about earlier. It says, "Scoop: Trump's plan to declare premature victory. President Trump has told confidants he'll declare victory on Tuesday night if it looks like he's ahead, according to 3 sources familiar with his private comments. That's even if the Electoral College outcome still hinges on large numbers of uncounted votes in key states like Pennsylvania." Behind the scenes, Trump has privately talked through this scenario in some details in the last weeks, describing plans to walk up to the podium on election night and declare he has won. For this to happen, his allies expect he would need to either win or have commanding leads in Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Texas, Iowa, Arizona, and Georgia. Why it matters? Trump's team is preparing to falsely claim that mail-in ballot counted after November 3rd, a legitimate count expected to favor Democrats, or evidence of electoral fraud. Many prognosticators say that on election night, Trump will be likely appear ahead in Pennsylvania, though the state's final outcome could change substantially as mail-in ballots are counted over the following days. Folks, we will not cave in to the fraud. We will not allow any of this to go forth at all. So anyhow, as I said, this was just an impromptu Politics Done Right. Politics Done Right is held, we air Politics Done Right 5 days a week, Monday through Fridays at 3 p.m. on YouTube, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitch Live, and Periscope. We also, on Tuesdays, at the same time, we are on KPFT 90.1 FM in Houston, which is also streamed at kpft.org. Folks, don't be fooled. Again, we, the good side, the people who really want to move forward, will win. Do not be fearful. Any fear that you have, please turn that into action. I just gave you the blog where I said there are many things you can do. Please go do it. Please go do it. Also, please go ahead and click that join button and become a part of our YouTube family. That is a good place to be, get informed when we're doing things, etc. All right, let me go to the messages real quick, and then we'll close this baby down. First of all, Lived It, thank you so kindly for those 2 super chats. Love you to death. You're really investing in keeping independent media active. Let's see. Mark Smith says, good evening from London. Hey, you're in London. Thank you for being here, my brother from London. Ana La Rosa, the crappy way those Trump voters acted yesterday. They should be ashamed. They acted like thugs. They didn't act like thugs. They are thugs. Thank you. Breach MCP. Hola, ¿cómo está mi hermana? Ana La Rosa says, vote Uncle Joe 2020. Let's free ourselves from a tyranny. I voted. And let's remember, his so-called the guy that's trying to run the new healthcare thing, whatever his name is. Apparently he got caught on RT. Not that the Russian network. And now he's saying, "Oh, I didn't know it was sanctioned by the Russian government." Look, I have friends that are on RT. Okay, the only reason they're there is that no platform here gave them an opportunity. But for one of Trump's guys to be an RT, it means something completely different. All right, Bridge MCP, Harrison County won the drive-in vote. There you go, Harrison County. Let's see, Superfly, Republican road rage. I like that. Bridge MCP says, why no arrests made in the road rage? I don't know. But you know what? It should. Very good point, Bridge. Superfly, Harris County, Houston is blue, baby. It's not only blue, it is like dark blue, brother. Mark Smith says, we have to hope that Trump doesn't steal it from under our noses. We need to get rid of him. Look, he only steals it if we acquiesce to the theft. We don't. We have to say, categorically speaking, we will not acquiesce to the theft. And I tell you, there's something that has to go beyond this, right? And what do I mean by go beyond this? Check this out, because this is very important. America has been ruled by the minority with Donald Trump. Big time minority. Way over 3 million people that cares more about others than Donald Trump. And it has happened in 2000 under Bush. And Republicans haven't won in several election cycles, over 5-6 election cycles. They haven't won the majority of the vote. We have to, over time, over the next few, first of all, we have to neuter anything that takes away real democracy. That's imperative. I won't go into details on that right now because I don't want to create another thread that somebody can use to scare people. But we have to stop this anti-democracy that has been ingrained in the American culture for too long. We should do, if Biden wins, when Biden wins, if he doesn't tackle that, he would have lost an opportunity, and his ability to govern will be, in fact, neutered. Okay, Bridge MCP says, Lawrence Sims, oh, damn, I'm in New York and heard nothing. Family in New Jersey didn't say anything either. About what? I don't know. Anyway, let me continue. Superfly, one of Moran's road raging repub side swiped another one. That's worth, yeah, that is worth a laugh. What's up with those Trumpolini caravans? Looking for home. Thanks, Egberto Willies. Glad I caught it. Of course, Bridge, I had to do this. There were so many people that I've just been getting all these notices. People are scared. And I'm saying, don't be scared. We just have to act. Don't be scared. We just have to act, and we are acting, folks. Go ahead and click the join button if you're just joining us here on YouTube, so that we can you can help us along, get this message out. Ann Smith says, Egberto, how do we stop the Republican cheating? By winning. And let me tell you, Trump, believe it or not, was a blessing in disguise, because Trump, by being so bad, opened up a lot of states that would take much longer to open up, right? He has scared so many into risking so much to vote. And that's why we can't throw this opportunity away. That is why we have to use this opportunity. We have to use this opportunity now and get all those votes in. And when we start to govern after January 20th, we cannot squander it by trying to attempt a false bipartisanship. We will have bipartisanship because those who helped win this battle would have included people like the Lincoln Project, the Republicans, and several other Republican groups. They're going to be in the fold, and they're going to want some things. They're going to want a few things as well, and we will owe them a few things as well. What we don't owe them is capitulation of the progressive values. We owe them to make sure that they're whole. We owe them to make sure that the policies they want are incorporated into our progressive policies in some manner to allow them some sort of proportionality. What we do not owe is capitulation of what we believe in at all. Nada, niet, nada, punto y final. Okay? So that is Ann Smith. That is how we do it, my friend. That is how we do it. We win. And we are on the cusp of winning big. And when I say winning, the only thing that prevents us from winning big is if we allow the fear tactics, the caravans, the AR-15 that they're walking down. Look, these guys are a bunch of chickens, okay? Every now and then you get one of the wackos that come out and do some shooting, but most of them are chickens. The gun give them their manhood, okay? Disregard that. We go, we vote. We go and we vote. And we go in numbers. Don't go alone. Take a friend. Take several friends. Be safe. If you get to that vote, and go early. And if you get there and you have something that's threatening, call the law enforcement and let them know you're being harassed. Don't confront any of those crazies. Call law enforcement and bring it in. Thank you so kindly, Lived It, for another for another one. Did you see the reports on the super chats earlier? Secret Service. Yes, I saw. Let me see. I think you said. Let's see. Also, they sideswiped the staffer's car. Where was the Secret Service detail? I don't know if. I think what happened there is that I don't think she was on the bus. I don't think Kamala Harris was on the bus. I could be wrong, but I don't think she was on the bus. Because if she was on the bus, I think there would have been a detail there. As you just said there, Lived It. Thank you for that super chat. Folks, you can also help us out with super chats just like Lived It is doing right now. Or you can also click that join button and become a member. We do need quite a few more members. Okay, De La Rosa says, I saw her. She is awesome. Yes, she's awesome. Ann Smith, thank you so kindly for becoming a member. You are wonderful. Thank you so kindly for becoming a member. And who was that? Ann Smith. Thank you for becoming a member, Ann Smith. Let's see. Bridge MCP. Trump already stated he will. Yeah, I just spoke about that. He will declare victory if he has more votes that night. First of all, he won't have more votes that night. But what he wants to do is initially go quickly and say, I am the winner. What the news? A lot of the news media is prepared for that, to tell everybody that makes no sense what he's doing there. And I think many of them may not even carry it live. We'll see how they handle that. Lived It says, Mods, when is he opening the call lines? The call lines, I can open the call lines right now. If anybody wants to call in, let me open the call lines right now. I think that's what you just asked for. So let me open the call lines right now. Para ver. The call lines are, if you want the call lines, there we go. This show is yours. If you want to call in, of course the show is yours. Let's go ahead and get the call-in information. I'm going to put it on the screen as well. Okay, the call lines are open. It's on the screen. And if you want to call in, the telephone number is, the telephone number is 346-248-7799. Again, that number is 346-248-7799. And the code to get in is 254-600-9091. Again, that's 254-600-9091 is the code to get in. So the phone lines are open if anybody wants to call in and have anything to say. Sorry for not telling you guys that earlier on. Look on the screen as well for the call-in information. Okay, let's continue in here. Ann Smith says, para ver. I don't want to miss anybody's comment. Ann Smith says, Egberto, how do we stop the Republican cheating? I think we spoke about that. We first of all have to win this one. We vote in high numbers. We help people at the polls. We go ahead and have sandwiches. If somebody can run and get a pizza if they realize somebody needs help. If somebody can stand in the line for somebody so they can go to the bathroom. But we support each other. This is a community thing that we have to do to make sure that these guys and all their tactics don't work. We will win. We will win big. JL, our super chats no longer read. I read super chats. Did you leave a super chat that I didn't read? Let me see. Lived It. I read both of Lived It. Lived It says bus incident and advance thanks to SCOTUS given reason to mobilize resistant efforts. Prof. Gene Sharp. And also they sideswiped a staffer's car. Where was the Secret Service detail? And the other super chat was, did you see any reports on super chats earlier, Secret Service? Lived It. I had seen it. I thought I had mentioned it. I may not have. I am now. I think I answered that. Let me know if I answered correctly. You don't have to, just throw it in the line that I'll see it in the message stream. And Ann Smith, again, thank you for becoming our latest new members. Hey, we could use new members. Click that join button. Click that join button. Ann Smith, I needed your confidence today. Ann, Don't only call it the confidence today. You develop, please, I ask you so kindly, develop that confidence and move it along. Let's make this a chain reaction so that other people don't sit down in fear. We've got this. We really do have this. We just have to go ahead and continue executing. Remember, we've banked a whole lot of votes. And people say, okay, well, in Texas, there were more Republicans that voted early. Yeah, but there are a lot of Republicans that voted early in the suburbs. And guess where those women are, who those women are voting for? We know. So think about it. A lot of votes have already been banked, and we have the entire Tuesday, good weather in Texas, good weather in other places. We have to just keep encouraging people to vote. Are you on Facebook? Every message that you have on Facebook, please go vote. Have you voted yet? Ask your friends. Geometric progression says if 20 of us start that, and 20 of us ask 50 of our people to do it, that's several hundred thousands at the third or fourth iteration. So let's just do that. No fear. And if you think of somebody that, and a lot of people are going to listen to this, thousands of people. If you think of somebody that, oh, you know what? That person may not have voted or usually don't vote. Call them up. Call them up and tell them to go vote. That's what I'm doing. I am first of all, I'm doing this impromptu politics done right, and I'm going to be doing several other things as well. Right? I'm going to be writing a whole lot more blogs. I'm going to be throwing stuff on Op-Ed News. I'm going to be throwing stuff on Daily Kos, and all during the election. Even during the election on Tuesday, I will be out there driving people along from my little studio here, trying to get people to go out there, trying to encourage people to do things, trying to encourage others to make calls, because that is what it's going to take. When you have voter suppression, that is what it's going to take. But brothers and sisters, I promise you this. Everything that I see, if we continue the push that we've been pushing, voting like never before. Remember, the Republicans know it. They know that if a lot of votes are out there, they lose. They know that. And the reason why is most people, the polls say it. Most people believe in the values progressives believe in. And progressive is not a party thing. Progressive is a way of thinking. And we have moved on from the repressive nature of a lot of what you see out there. They're just on a wing. Folks, if you're just joining us, please click that join button. Please become a member today. Help us continue to push this message. Help us. Help us. We're going to be doing this all the way up till the election. I promise you that. I am not only going to be doing this on air. As soon as I'm done with this, this is going into podcast form to move on to all the different platforms. We're moving. We're going to get this stuff out, and we're going to be putting a whole lot of stuff out as well. Republican votes will be higher election night, which is why we must wait. Trump won't, but we will. But look, Breach, that's what they're saying, right? They're saying Republican votes are going to be higher when we have election day. That does not have to be the truth, especially here in Texas. We are a non-voting state. This is the first time that we've come out to vote like this ever in history. So that is a truth that doesn't have to be a truth if everybody comes out to vote. Likewise in Florida, if everybody goes out to vote, that truth doesn't have to be, that observed reality of the past does not have to be the reality today. So we can still change that. And that applies to Georgia, that applies to North Carolina, that applies to Arizona, and specifically Maricopa County in Arizona. So we can do it. We can do it. We are going to do this, and we are going to do it well. I'm going to have to start. Anybody has anything else to say? Because I'm getting ready to shut down. The only thing that I need to say right now is ask you guys to please go ahead. I have to do this each time because, again, we are just an independent program that is supported only by you. So please, folks, if you're just joining us, consider becoming a member on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, just go ahead and click that. Go ahead and click that join button to join us on YouTube. If you're on another platform, just click on the link I just gave you, which is politicsdoneright.com/YouTube. Ann Smith, notice what she did. Ann Smith, thank you for being a new member. Politicsdoneright.com/YouTube. If you're on another platform, it'll get you to join via YouTube. But again, of course, you can join by becoming a Patreon. Our Patreon or another membership level that you have with us, which is politicsdoneright.com/Patreon. Patreon is spelled Patreon, or of course, you can always support us via PayPal. Folks, we are going to be working hard over these next few days, meaning the rest of today, all of Monday, and all of Tuesday up to the election. And right after the election, I'm going to be doing not a full Politics Done Right show at night, but I'm doing a KPFT 90.1 FM show right here in our studios covering the election, and we should be, have a whole lot of people. So we are going to be these next 2 days are going to be incessant for our independent network here. So please, please, please. Bridge, I can't have an easy day tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the day that we really hit it hard to try to get people to prepare how they're going to go out there and vote. In other words, the voting day is Tuesday. Some people have to work. Some people have to decide how to get off of work a little bit early to get into those lines. Some people are going, all these things, we want to make sure to be a place that we can tell people this is what you need to do. So folks, thank you so kindly. I think any more questions? Anybody want to call in? I think I got all my super chats. So I think I spoke to you all, top chats. Let's see. Let me make sure that I didn't miss any. I don't think I missed any. So folks, thank you so kindly for being here. Please remember to share. Please click that join button, become a member. We need you so badly. If you scroll down too, you see that we have all those nice little things with Politics Done Right and support independent media. I got to get out of here. Thank you so kindly for being here. We'll have this stuff on YouTube as well as on all the different podcast networks in a little bit. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. My name is Egberto Willies, and you know how I end this baby. I end this baby by saying, I am what? Out!
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you liberal, progressive, conservative, otherwise, you get to hear your point of view. We are an independent media outlet, like mainstream media corporations. We only own allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is politics done right.